What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Kevin with Robertson's Power and Sports, and today we're going to give you a walk around of this 2023 Ski-Doo Backcountry 850. But before we do, if you could go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, we really would appreciate it. Now, Tristan, roll the intro. So here we are with the 23 Backcountry 850, and as many of you know, this is one of my favorite snowmobiles that Ski-Doo makes. I've ridden these over the years and absolutely love them. If you're the type of person that wants to do a little bit of trail riding, but also get off trail a little bit, this is the sled for you, just as long as you understand what it is and what it isn't. Is it a Summit? Will it go as far as a Summit will go? Absolutely not, and nor will it handle on the trails like an MXZ or a Renegade would. This sled here has a little bit narrower front end than a trail sled, but it's a little bit wider than, say, a Summit would have. So it does have that playful, that front end to it, and in conjunction with the rear suspension being an uncoupled suspension, meaning that you're gonna get maximum transfer to the back of this thing when you hammer that throttle to help keep the skis up when you're in those off-trail conditions. So again, one of my favorite sleds. It's a very playful sled. It's gonna do a little bit of everything for you, a little bit of trail riding, a little bit of off-trail riding. So just understand what it is and what it isn't. This sled here does have a 146-inch track with a 1.6-inch lug on it. Depending on, with preseason orders, you can order this with a 2-inch track. And then also, if you're going with an XRS package, you can go up to a 154-inch track with a 2.5-inch lug. So there are different options, different models available. This here is an in-season backcountry, so this is basically how it comes. So we're gonna do a walk around here. I'm gonna show you some of the accessories that this customer added to the sled. I'm gonna start right here in the front. We went ahead and put the full skid plate on it. This here is gonna offer you maximum protection on this snowmobile, especially for those of you that are gonna be riding off trail a little bit. Starts right up here in the front and goes all the way back past the exhaust. Again, gonna offer you maximum protection. Now, Ski-Doo does offer many different skid plates, this being one of them. If you're gonna be just riding off trail predominantly, probably not gonna wanna go with this skid plate here. We look at like an extreme skid plate. It's not gonna be as wide in this area. And why we do that is this skid plate here will have a tendency to hold a little bit of snow in where the A-arms are. And that way there, when that happens, it limits the travel of those A-arms. So again, you have different options when it comes to skid plates. This is the full skid plate, works very well. We put this on mostly backcountries and then also trail sleds. We talk about mirrors a little bit. We went ahead and added the handguard mount mirrors on this. Now, depending on where you're riding, you may or may not have to legally have a mirror. So for those of you that don't want the real big gaudy mirrors, don't want to put a bigger windshield on in order to be able to get those mirrors, you do have an option if you're running handguards. Like I said, these are the handguard mount mirrors. They are small. I ran these pretty much, I can't tell you how many years now. They're a great mirror, but you're only gonna be able to see a headlight out of them because you can see how small they are. But it is important to be able to see that headlight. If you're looking for a mirror that's gonna give you a bigger field of view and better functionality, maybe we look at something else other than this one. But for those of you that wanna be able to just, hey, all I care about is seeing the headlight behind me, this is the mirror. Also, if you don't wanna use them or you're gonna be putting a cover on, you go ahead and flip them right out of the way. These are also adjustable as far as the angle, so you get the perfect view. Just go ahead and turn that to achieve the view that you're looking for. We've gone ahead and added the Ski-Doo glove box extension right here. So what this does is this is an extension to the existing glove box. You go ahead and take that stock lid off. Go ahead and mount this on top of it. It's going to give you more room inside the glove box, but it also gives you a spot to go ahead and mount a GPS. So this customer here decided to go with the Garmin 6-inch GPS. It is mounted in this case with a nice visor on it. That way there it's going to help protect you as far as some glare, easier to see when you're going down the trail. Also, while we're up here, we went ahead and added the E-Linq to this. Now, some of you may have seen the video that we've done on the E-Linq. We could put a link in the description for that video, but I'll give you a quick rundown on this. So, as many of you know, on all Ski-Doo sleds, they come standard with a tether that is hooked to the key. That way there, if you were to fall off the machine, the key would come off and the sled would stop. Well, now a lot of us run electric shields, so now you have a tether coming to you, and then you have an electric shield cord coming to you, and it's kind of a pain in the butt having multiple things. So Ski-Doo did a great job with this E-Linq. So what this does is this acts as your tether and your electric shield plug all in one. And it's a nice setup. You go ahead and you just hook this right to yourself as your tether, and then if you're gonna get off, go into the restaurant or whatever, just pop the key right off. There's a little ball, just hooks right back on there, just like that. That way there you're not having to worry about, hey, where's my electric shield plug? Where's my key? It's all right here. So nice setup. When you go ahead and put the key on, the E-Linq, this is where we get power from for electric shield. That's all magnetic, just snaps into place. If you're familiar with the oxygen helmet, it's the same style connection for the oxygen helmet that's on the back. Also with this one, we went ahead and add the chassis reinforcements or tunnel stiffeners, as you can see right here. One, they're gonna help stiffen up that chassis for those that you may be riding a little bit more aggressively, maybe jumping the machine. And then also with this sled here, it does add a nice contrast with the gray tunnel and then having that black stiffener on there. We talked about in the beginning, this is a 146-inch track with a 1.6-inch lug. We did go ahead and stud this for the customer with a traditional style stud. Again, keep in mind you do have options, whether you're gonna use a traditional stud or a I-grip stud, which would go right into the lug of the track. Talk to us about the type of riding that you're gonna be doing and the type of penetration that you're looking to get. That way there we can advise you on what would be the proper stud for you, whether it's a conventional stud or one that goes in the lug of the track. So as you can see, this sled here does have the Ski-Doo rail mount style ice scratches. We've talked about ice scratches in the past and the importance of them. I'll touch on it real quick. Here in New England, it seems like we always get this big snowstorm. Everybody's excited, and then it seems like the next day or two, all of a sudden we get rain. And you know what happens? It makes the trails, they're like concrete, cement. And when that does happen, we're not getting a lot of lubrication kicked up. One, to help cool the sled, and then two, to lubricate these high facts right here. So as many of you know, there's metal clips that are on the track that this piece right here, it slides over. So if you're not getting lubrication to help cool those, what'll happen is the track will stick to those high facts. So you're riding along, you'll probably get like a plastic burning smell. You'll smell that, you stop for a little bit, gonna take a break on the side of the trail, hop back on the sled, go to give it throttle, it feels like the e-brake's on, right? Buddy's playing tricks on you again. Well, guess what? This time he's not playing a trick on you. You check the e-brake, it is released. Come to find out, the track is stuck to the high facts, and it's because you overheated them. So why we run ice scratches is to help prevent that in those conditions where not a lot of snow and ice is getting kicked up, to help keep everything lubricated and help keep everything cool. So again, Ski-Doo offers many different styles of ice scratches. This just happens to be one of them. So this setup here with the ice scratcher out here in the front, the studs in the back, this customer shouldn't have any problem at all when it comes to hard packed conditions, being able to keep the high facts lubricated and help keep the sled cool. So these are reversible as well, so you don't have to hook them up in order to go in reverse. Just leave them right down, back up, go forward, whatever you want to do with them, and you should be all set. So they do have a nice little hanger, as you can see. If you're not going to be using them, keep them right up out of the way. So that about wraps it up on this 2023 Ski-Doo Backcountry. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. If you did find it helpful, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We really would appreciate that. So until the next one, take it easy.